Well, here we are. Christmas is coming, and there's no way to stop it. When I was a young man, when I was a child, I'm still fairly young. As people get older, we get younger. Have you noticed that? It's sort of like it used to be 70 was old. In fact, 45 was old. Do you remember? You might remember. Don't trust anyone over 30. Remember that? Well, now people are living much longer. So now what? 70 is the new 60 or something like that. I forget how. Sometimes I wonder who's coming up with all that stuff because sometimes I think 70 is the new 80. I'm not quite sure. Depends on how you feel when you get up in the morning. But when I was a child, and we used to get into the Advent calendars, where you open up a little door until you go through, the 4 weeks of Advent, and then there's Christmas Eve, and then Christmas, yay, Christmas. I used to say, oh, Christmas will never get here. And my father, who I always thought was a very happy, normal, nice guy, would say, I hope it never gets here. And I went and said, why? Because he was a salesman at that time, and he would say, I give people excellent service all year long, and at Christmas time, everybody has their hand out for something else. And so perhaps you've never had this thought in your mind, of reacting to the commercialism of Christmas, but sometimes it wasn't until I began to get older that I began to understand there's all this expectation with regard to when Christmas comes, are you ready? Do you have everything done? Have all your gifts done, everything. So I began to be surprised at all the tension that exists, around the coming of this celebration. And please tell me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it, besides the joy of Christmas, isn't it sometimes tense getting there? I think that's why the church has to say, at least twice a year, for Christmas and Easter, rejoice! Hey, smell the roses. I was going to say smell the coffee. Smell the roses. So I'll tell you, I think what really happens is that we are so busy about so many things that just like trying to take care of all the practical needs, especially if you're a salesperson, of getting ready for Christmas, not just the needs of your own family or your children. We also are so burdened, with the busyness of every day that, we sometimes never get a chance to think the deep thoughts about salvation and God's love. It's one of the last things on our mind. We're stuck in traffic, isn't it? When you're standing in line in a store, whatever it is, you don't think about, why am I lucky to be alive? What a wonderful thing to also be a believer and to know that this is just the beginning of an eternal life, that I'm loved beyond all telling, that God so loved the world, he sent his only begotten Son. Occasionally, these thoughts do come to mind, but they don't tend to be the most overriding thing in our hearts each day. It's true, isn't it? And that's why we go, hey, rejoice. It's the imperative. You must rejoice. So I'll tell you this little story. Not that long ago, I was on a cruise ship in order to deepen my faith and prepare myself for Christmas. And I happened to see that there was a family by the pool, and it had these steps going up to slide and slide down, and splash into water, and there was a family, mother and father, with 4 little kids like stair steps. You had 2 boys and 2 girls, and the youngest girl looked like she was like barely just starting to walk because she was kind of like, you didn't know if she was going to, really. She was still new to this of standing upright. And what happened is she saw her brothers and her sister go down a sliding board. So, of course, she wanted to do that too. And we watched this little kid who was only about this high, go up the steps, and each step was like a, it was half as high as she was, I want to say, should you be doing that? I mean, this is for bigger people. And she went up the steps. She must have done it a dozen times until the last time, her mother said, come on, it's enough now. And no. And she had her hand over her bigger sister one more time. And then she could barely make the top step. But she did it, and she slid down. And then what happened is the mother took her up, took her to the side, took off her wet swimsuit, covered her in a great big blue fuzzy towel, dried her all off, put it over her head, sat her in a chair, and then gave her an ice cream cone. And I said, "You have no idea how loved you are right now. You have no idea. This is all just your first time out, and this is the biggest thing in the world, and you're having a grand time." And then I watched, and I noticed that, the father was at one end, the mother was at the other. The mother was watching the girl go up the steps, the ladder, steps, not a ladder, and the father was there to make sure that when the girl came to the bottom and just splashing in the water, the bigger brothers didn't come down as well. Wait, stop, we'll hold it right there. Your sister's here. Okay, wait a minute. Nope, wait. Okay, all right. All of this protection, all of this love going on, and all the person knew was she was having fun. Didn't even know. Now, of course, that's the busyness of life when you don't have responsibilities, and all you have to do is eat, sleep, play. When you get older, there's more to life than that, unfortunately. And so I was thinking, look, that's like us. That little child doesn't have any idea, really, all the protecting that's going on around her, all the care that's happening from mother, father, and older sister and big brothers. Just how enfolded and just cuddled up in protection and love and care, looking out for you. Well, when we first started school, we were told that everybody had a guardian angel, right? Which was just a sign of the way God cares for us. In fact, there was an old song in the 50s like, "For everyone has a guardian angel from high, with nothing to do but to give to me, give to you as you give." I forget the rest of it. But it was true love, true love. How does all this relate to us on Christmas Day? Well, God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son. And God, the Son so loved us that he gave his life that we would live. We're not always aware of that. We really aren't aware of that blessedness that enfolds us every moment that we are here and then embraces us when we die. I once asked a friend of mine who came to motherhood late in life. She was in her mid-30s. Maybe even close to 40, I think 35, 38, something like that. And I said, "Well, how'd it go?" She says, "Well, fine, except for two big secrets." I said, "What? What were the secrets?" She says, "Well, I asked my girlfriends who had already been mothers, how'd it go for you? What's it going to be like?" And she says, "Oh, best day of your life." Okay, see? And I said, "Well, what?" He says, "Oh, granted, it was the best day of my life." He says, "But it hurt. Nobody told me it was going to hurt like that." I said, "It hurt. I felt like a truck ran over me." I said, okay, all right. I don't know, okay. So what was the second secret? She says, "Well, this." She says, "I knew my mother loved me. She says, but until they put my firstborn child in my arms, and I felt such a wave of love wash over me for this little life, I had no idea that my mother loved me that much, or that anybody could love that much. It was so strong." I said, "Well, now you know." And so this is what we say today on third Sunday of Advent. Rejoice. We're enfolded, encapsulated, protected by love, God's love. God's all-powerful, all-redeeming love. Faithful not only to death, but through death to eternal life. And if it turns out that you and I don't think about that more often, well, we should. Both you and I should. Because that really is the whole foundation of who we are, how we got here, where we're going. That's it. So I thought that if I would just tell you those two things, that would be enough for today. And it would be, in its own way, an early Christmas gift.